Blessings, my dear soul. Blessed soul. Taurus, my sign, your sign, our sign. Before anything, I need to tell you something very honestly. From what I'm feeling when I connect to your energy right now, you are searching for peace. You want to feel good. You want to live something light, something real. Let's see, something that actually makes sense inside you, but not at any price. And this is where your month begins. When I tune into your energy for April, I don't see someone lost. I see someone aware, someone observing more, someone feeling that something around them is not fully right. It's not necessarily about one person. It's not even about one situation. Like, things are slightly off. And because of that, you become more alert, more aware, more observant of everything around you. I see you paying attention to the world, to people, to movements, even to what's happening globally. Not in a paranoid way, but in a sensitive way. You feel shifts, you feel changes, and part of you starts questioning, is something coming? Is there something I need to prepare for? Why does this feel different? This is your intuition activating. But here's my guidance to you. Yes, it is good that you are aware. Yes, it is good that you are connected to reality. But do not allow your mind to stay trapped in this state, because if you stay too much in this energy, it starts draining you. And Taurus, your energy is not made to live in tension. You are made to feel, to enjoy, to build something stable, something grounded. So balance is key. Observe, but don't absorb everything. Stay aware, but don't lose your peace. Now there is something very specific I need to tell you. There is a place in your life, somewhere you go often, a routine environment, and something there doesn't feel right anymore. It can be something simple, a gym, a workplace, a store, a social environment, but your energy is reacting. You feel uncomfortable. And the truth is that you've been tolerating it. Maybe because you don't want to create tension. Maybe because you don't want to seem difficult. Maybe because you are used to it. But inside, you know, this doesn't feel good. And here is what I need to tell you clearly. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to move. You are allowed to choose what feels better for you. If you don't like where you are standing, move. If something doesn't feel right, adjust it. If someone makes you uncomfortable, create distance. Not aggressively, not dramatically, but consciously. Because I see something very clear. You've been adapting too much instead of choosing yourself. And April starts shifting that. There is also something else around you. And this one is important. You are surrounded by energies that feel heavy. Not necessarily bad people, but heavy energy. People who drain, people who bring negativity, people who carry emotional weight, and you feel it. Even if you don't say it out loud, you feel it. And now comes the conflict inside you, because part of you knows, I need to distance myself. But another part says, what if I'm being selfish? What if I'm being cold? What if I hurt someone? And this creates tension inside you. So let me guide you. Choosing yourself is not selfish. Protecting your energy is not wrong. And distancing yourself from what doesn't feel good is not rejection. It's alignment. And I'm telling you this clearly. If you don't create this distance, your energy will feel heavier. But if you do, you will thank yourself later. Even if it feels uncomfortable at first. Now, I need to talk about something that comes in a softer energy. There is someone, and this energy feels interesting. There is someone who may try to get closer to you, someone who brings attention, interest, even a certain charm, and part of you feels it. But at the same time, you don't fully trust it. It's like your intuition is saying, wait, something feels good, but I need to observe. And you're right, because this energy is not negative, but it is not fully clear either. So you don't rush, you don't jump, you observe, and that is exactly what you should do. Before I continue, I want to ask you something. Type the word peace in the comments, not just as a word, but as an intention, because this entire reading is guiding you toward one thing, peace. Peace in your mind, peace in your environment, peace in your decisions. And Taurus, when you choose peace, everything else aligns. Now listen carefully. There are people around you who are dealing with issues, conflicts, misunderstandings, but they are not telling you. You can feel something is off between them, but they hide it. And you may sense it through intuition. And here is what I tell you. Don't get involved. Observe, but don't absorb. because this situation will naturally soften over time, especially moving toward the end of April and into May. So let things settle on their own. Now I want to guide you through specific energetic windows of your month, because April is not one single energy. It shifts, and you shift with it. At the beginning of the month, you feel resistance, you feel like something needs to change, but you don't want to change. You look at situations, people, environments, and you think this is not working anymore. But at the same time, you hesitate. You don't want to break patterns. You don't want to step out of what's familiar. But the truth is, you will have to, because staying the same will feel heavier than changing. Then something shifts. You start making decisions. You start adjusting your environment. You start choosing yourself more. And when that happens, you feel lighter, more stable, more balanced. And this is important. You will realize that the discomfort you felt before was guiding you toward necessary change. Later in the month, there is a focus on your physical and emotional well-being. Your body will speak, your energy will react, and you will feel the need to take better care of yourself. For some of you, this connects to hormonal balance, emotional sensitivity, or physical adjustments. And I need you to take this seriously, not with fear, but with awareness. Listen to your body, adjust what needs to be adjusted, and if needed, seek guidance. Because this is not a negative energy, it's a corrective one. And as the month closes, you feel drawn closer to someone important, someone who needs your presence, or someone you want to support. And this energy feels lighter, softer, more peaceful, but it will require your attention, your presence, your consistency. Taurus, if I had to summarize your entire month in one sentence, it would be this: you are learning to choose yourself without guilt. And that changes everything. Now, let me go deeper with you. Let's talk about your health, your body, and your energy. When I connect to this part of your life, I don't see something sudden or alarming. What I see is accumulation, small discomforts, small signals, small imbalances, things you've been feeling but adjusting to, ignoring, postponing, adapting. And Taurus, your body is patient, but not forever. At some point, it begins to speak louder. And April is one of those moments where your body starts asking for attention. Not in a dramatic way, but in a clear way. You will feel that something needs to change. It can be habits, it can be routine, it can be emotional weight affecting your physical state. And for many of you, there is a strong connection between the environments you are in, the people around you, and how your body reacts. This is very important because your body is not only reacting to physical things, it is reacting to energy. And there are places and people that don't feel good anymore. And your body knows it before your mind accepts it. That tired feeling, that discomfort, that lack of energy, that emotional heaviness, it's not random, it's feedback. So listen, and here's something very clear. You will need to become more firm with yourself, more disciplined, more honest. There are things you already know are not good for you, and yet you keep allowing them. But April doesn't support that anymore. It pushes you to say no more, not out of anger, but out of self-respect. And when you reach that point, you start reclaiming your energy. Now let's move into something that I know has been on your mind, your financial life. And I'm going to be very honest with you because this energy comes very clearly. You are not necessarily without money, but your money is not flowing the way you want. It comes, but it goes. And many times it goes to things you don't even enjoy. Responsibilities, obligations, unexpected expenses, things you have to pay. And you look at your life and think, I work, I earn, but I don't feel the reward. I don't feel I'm enjoying what I build. And this creates frustration because Taurus is not just about earning. It's about enjoying what you earn, feeling stability, feeling comfort, feeling that your effort is worth it. And right now, you feel like something is off, like your energy is being drained through financial commitments. And I need you to understand something. This is not permanent, but it requires adjustment because I see that part of your challenge is not just what you earn, but how your structure is organized. There are fixed things, repeated patterns, financial habits that need to be reviewed. And I know this is not easy because it's not something you change overnight. But here is the good news. Before the end of May, there is someone who appears in your life with guidance, advice, opportunity, direction, not necessarily in a big dramatic way, but in a meaningful way. And this person helps you see something differently. So stay open because help is coming, but you need to recognize it. Also, I see something very specific. There are some of you waiting waiting for something to come. Money, a bonus, an opportunity, an inheritance, a raise, something that could change your situation, and you are holding on to that expectation. But here is what I need to tell you. Don't depend on that. Don't attach your stability to something uncertain, because your power right now is in movement, action, adaptation, flexibility. You need to move differently, think differently, act differently, even if it feels uncomfortable at first, because the moment you shift your approach, your financial energy starts reorganizing slowly but consistently. Now let's talk about your work, your career, your direction. And here, I need to be very real with you, because I feel your effort. You are trying, you are doing your best, you are giving energy. But the result is not matching your expectation. And that hurts because it creates a feeling of, I'm doing everything, but I'm not moving forward. I'm giving my best, but I'm not being recognized. I'm tired and it doesn't feel worth it. And Taurus, this is exactly where your lesson is, because what I see is not lack of effort. It's repetition. You keep doing things the same way, hoping for a different result. But deep down, you already know something needs to change. And here comes the turning point. April brings you awareness, and by the end of the month, you start feeling the need to shift, to do things differently, to stop insisting in what doesn't give back, to stop investing energy where there is no return. And this is powerful, because the moment you change your approach, your results begin to change too. For those of you looking for a new opportunity, listen carefully. You may feel uncertainty, doubt. You may question, is this for me? Will I get it? Is it worth trying? And I'm telling you, yes, but you cannot stop. You need to keep moving, keep applying, keep showing up, keep trying, because what feels uncertain now becomes clearer later. And for many of you, there is an opportunity coming, but not immediately. It builds, it develops, and by the end of May, many of you will see results, but only if you don't give up. Now, there is something deeper I need to tell you, and this is something many people ignore, your spiritual alignment, because part of what is happening in your life is not only practical, it's energetic. There are leaks in your energy, distractions, emotional drains, spiritual disconnection, and this affects everything, your work, your money, your decisions. And here is what I feel very strongly. You need to reconnect, not in a complicated way, but in a real way. Moments of silence, moments of intention, moments where you align yourself again. Because when your energy is aligned, everything flows better. But when you are disconnected, you lose more than you realize. Opportunities, clarity, strength. So this is your reminder. Take care of your energy, because your life responds to it. And before I move forward, I want to give you something powerful, a vibration, a number, something for you to anchor your energy. 74. This number carries structure and spiritual strength. It represents grounding your energy while staying connected to something higher. You can write it, you can repeat it, you can place it near you. But more than that, feel it. Because what you need right now is alignment. Taurus, this part of your journey is about one thing: reorganization, not destruction, not loss, reorganization. And when you allow that, everything begins to move differently. Now, Taurus, let's talk about something that touches you deeply, your love life. And I need you to stay with me here, because this part is not simple. It's not superficial. It's not just about someone coming or someone leaving. This is about how you feel, how you protect yourself, and how you choose love. When I connect to your emotional energy, I don't see someone desperate for love. I don't see someone running after relationships. I see something very different. I see someone who feels deeply but holds back. Someone who has emotions but doesn't give access easily. And this is important, because your energy right now is not about jumping into something. It's about preserving yourself. You still feel. You still desire connection. You still think about what you could live, what you could experience, what love could be. But at the same time, there is a very strong part of you saying, I will not lose myself again. I will not give up my freedom. I will not accept something just to not be alone. And Taurus, this is powerful, because you are no longer operating from lack. You are operating from awareness. And this creates a very specific dynamic, because when someone comes close to you, you don't react like before. You don't fall easily. You don't get carried away. You observe, you analyze, you feel, but you don't surrender immediately. And this is exactly what I see happening in April. There is someone, and this person brings something, a certain charm, a certain presence, a certain emotional pull. It's not aggressive, it's subtle, but it's there, and you feel it. This person tries to get closer through words, through attitude, through emotional connection, and part of you responds. Part of you feels attracted, part of you feels curious, but another part of you stops, observes, and questions, because something inside you says, this feels good, but I need to be careful. And you are right. Not because this person is bad, but because this person knows how to influence emotions, knows how to speak in a way that touches you, knows how to create connection, knows how to pull you in without forcing. And here is where your strength shows, because even feeling something, you don't lose control. You don't abandon yourself. You don't forget who you are. You stay aware, you stay present. And let me tell you something very important. This person may try to guide the dynamic, to influence your decisions, to slowly bring you into their rhythm, not in a toxic way, but in a persuasive way, emotional, subtle, almost like a gentle pull. And this is where many people would fall, but not you, because you already lived enough to recognize patterns. You already felt enough to understand intentions. And even if you enjoy the moment, you don't give full access. Now listen carefully. This doesn't mean you reject. This doesn't mean you close yourself. This means you control your pace, and that is exactly what you need to do. For those of you already in a relationship, this energy can also manifest. Someone close to you may try to influence your choices, guide your behavior, create emotional pressure in a soft way, and you will feel it. Not aggressively, but intuitively. And again, you will not respond blindly. You will observe, you will measure, you will adjust. Now there is another layer here, and this one is deeper, because when I look at your emotional core, I see something very clear. You value your freedom, not in a superficial way, but in a very real way. You don't want to feel trapped. You don't want to feel controlled. You don't want to feel limited. And because of that, you don't accept just anything anymore. Even if you feel something, even if you like someone, even if you see potential, you still ask yourself, will this take away my freedom? Will this change who I am? Will this limit my life? And if the answer feels like, yeah, you step back. Even if it hurts a little, even if part of you wants to continue, you step back. And Taurus, this is not fear. This is maturity. This is someone who learned, someone who understands that love should not feel like a cage. Now, let me tell you something that will help you, because I don't see anything negative in your love life. I don't see betrayal. I don't see loss. I don't see destruction. What I see is control, balance, awareness. And yes, there are moments where you will feel something strong, moments where you will feel pulled, moments where your emotions will respond. But even in those moments, you will not lose yourself. And this is your power, because you are no longer someone who reacts. You are someone who chooses. Now, I need to tell you something very real. There is a possibility for something good, something enjoyable, something that can bring you pleasure, connection, even affection. But it depends on one thing: balance. If you go too fast, you lose control. If you close too much, you block experience. But if you stay centered, aware, present, you experience without losing yourself. And that is exactly what April is teaching you. Now, one more thing. Some of you will feel desired, wanted, noticed, and that will feel good because it reconnects you with your value, with your presence, with your attractiveness. But even in that, you will not lose your center. You will enjoy, but you will not depend. You will feel, but you will not surrender blindly. And Taurus, this is the evolution of your love energy. If I had to summarize your love life in April, you are not closing yourself. You are choosing yourself, and that changes everything. Now, Taurus, let me bring everything together for you, because what you've been experiencing, what you've been feeling, what has been shifting inside you, it's not random. There is a direction, there is a purpose, and more than anything, there is a moment of awakening inside your own life. When I connect deeper now, I see your energy moving forward, but not in the same way as before, not impulsive, not reactive, not trying to force things. This time, it's conscious, it's intentional. It's aligned. And I need to show you something very clearly. There are two forces inside you right now. One part of you wants freedom, wants space, wants to breathe, wants to live without pressure, without control, without limitations. And the other part of you still wants connection, still wants to feel, still wants to experience something real. And Taurus, these two forces are not in conflict. They are learning to coexist. Before, you thought you had to choose either freedom or love, either independence or connection. But now you are understanding something deeper. You can have both, but only if you don't abandon yourself. And this is where your path opens, because I see movement, I see progress, I see you walking forward, even if slowly, even if carefully, you are moving. There is a very strong energy of forward motion around you, not rushed, not chaotic, but steady. And this is your strength, because Taurus, you don't need speed, you need direction. And your direction is becoming clearer, not because everything is solved, but because you are seeing differently, feeling differently, choosing differently. Now, I need to tell you something very important. There will be moments where you feel like stepping outside the rules, breaking patterns, doing something different, acting in a way you normally wouldn't, and this is not wrong. This is part of your expansion, because sometimes growth requires you to step outside what is familiar, outside what is expected, outside what feels safe. But here is the key. You are not doing this out of confusion. You are doing this out of awareness. You are not rebelling. You are redefining yourself. And there is a big difference, because when you act without awareness, you lose control. But when you act with awareness, you gain freedom. And this is exactly what I see in your energy. You don't want to be controlled. You don't want to follow rules that don't make sense to you. You don't want to live a life that feels limited. And Taurus, you don't have to. But at the same time, so now you are not running away from life. You are not isolating yourself. You are not closing your heart. You are simply choosing a different way, a way where you move forward, without chains, without pressure, without losing who you are. And this brings me to something very powerful. Victory. Yes, there is a victory energy around you, but not the kind that comes from external validation, not the kind that comes from proving something to others. This is internal. This is the victory of knowing what you want, respecting your limits, choosing your peace, trusting your intuition. And this kind of victory, no one can take from you. Now, let me be very honest with you. This path you are walking, it requires courage, because choosing yourself is not always comfortable. There will be moments where you question yourself, moments where you wonder, am I doing the right thing? Am I being too distant? Am I missing something? And in those moments, you need to remember this. You are not losing anything that is truly meant for you. If something aligns with you, it will meet you where you are, not force you to become something else. And this is where your clarity grows. Now I want you to feel this, not just understand it, feel it. You are not stuck. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are transitioning. You are moving from a version of yourself that tolerated to a version of yourself that chooses. And that changes everything. Because from now on, your decisions will come from awareness, not fear, not pressure, not need. And when you reach this point, life starts responding differently, people respond differently, opportunities appear differently, situations unfold differently, because your energy changes first. And Taurus, this is your real transformation. So if you ask me, what is April about for me? I will tell you clearly, it's about alignment. Alignment with yourself, alignment with your truth, alignment with what feels right, not just what looks right. And when you follow that, you don't need to chase anything. Things come slowly, naturally, but in a way that actually stays. Now, before I go, I want to leave you with something simple but powerful. Respect what you feel, even when it doesn't make sense to others, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it requires change, because your feeling, your intuition is not against you. It's guiding you. And Taurus, when you trust that, you stop fighting your path and you start walking it. Blessings, my dear soul. Stay grounded, stay aware, stay true to yourself, and I'll see you in the next reading.